had a facelift of any kind. So no mid facelift, no like lateral brow lift, although I would like one, or no regular brow lift.
I did have a stylist for this, and I don't remember what the brands are. But I do remember, this is like right as I was becoming famous for the first time. This was press for the first Transformers.
Oh, kill me, just kill me. Why are you doing this to me? Just smother me or something.
You'd think being one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood would make life easy, but for Megan Fox, it's been a battle. From body dysmorphia to facing sexism, Fox's journey is more than skin deep. Want to know the real story behind the glamour? Megan Fox's journey into Hollywood stardom began like a fairy tale, but with a twist. At just 15, she landed her first TV role in Holiday in the Sun, but it was her breakout performance in Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen that really put her on the map.
Excuse me. Oh, were you in line? Brianna Wallace, messages please.
Dying.
Wallace, and how is your father today?
In the casino.
Oh, kill me, just kill me. Why are you doing this to me? Just smother me or something.
Suddenly, all eyes were on this stunning brunette with piercing blue eyes. You'd think being young and beautiful in Hollywood would be a dream come true, and in some ways it was. Megan quickly became the girl everyone wanted to cast, photograph, and talk about. But there's a darker side to that spotlight, and Megan felt its heat early on. Remember that scene in Bad Boys 2, where a young girl dances in a bikini under a waterfall? That was 15-year-old Megan, thrust into a sexualized role before she could even drive. She later said at 15, I was in 10th grade. So that's a sort of a microcosm of how Bay's mind works. It's a stark reminder that in Hollywood, beauty can be both a blessing and a curse. As Megan's career took off, so did her reputation as a sex symbol. Magazines couldn't get enough of her. FHM readers even voted her the sexiest woman in the world. But what does that kind of attention do to a young woman still figuring out who she is? On one hand, being labeled a sex symbol opened doors. It got Megan roles, magazine covers, and the kind of fame most actors only dream of. But on the other hand, it came with a heavy price. Suddenly, her looks weren't just part of who she was, they were everything. The world seemed to forget there was a real person behind those perfect features. Imagine having every aspect of your appearance scrutinized, picked apart, and judged. That was Megan's reality. The pressure to maintain that sexiest woman image was intense. Every pound gained or lost, every perceived flaw became headline news. It's no wonder Megan started to struggle with body image issues. The same beauty that made her famous became a source of anxiety and self-doubt. How do you live up to an impossible standard of perfection? How do you convince the world and yourself that you're more than... For a while, it seemed like Megan was trapped in a gilded cage of her own beauty, but something was brewing beneath the surface, a realization that would change everything. Megan began to understand that her journey in Hollywood could be about more than just her looks. She didn't want to be remembered as just another pretty face. No, Megan wanted something more profound. In her own words, she expressed a desire to be remembered as someone who was brave, who was unafraid to explore and become myself regardless of anyone else's commentary. It was a bold statement from someone the world had tried to put in a very small, very beautiful box.
Because I feel like there's this stigma, and I'm not gonna win. I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna win. Never had a facelift of any kind, so no mid facelift, no like lateral brow lift, although I would like one, or no regular brow lift.
You might think Megan Fox had it all, fame, fortune, and undeniable beauty. But behind the glitz and glamour, she was fighting battles most of us couldn't imagine. Long before the Me Too movement took Hollywood by storm, Megan was already speaking out against the dark side of the industry. In her own words, she revealed, I was always speaking out against some of the abusive, misogynistic, patriarchal things that were going on in Hollywood back in 2008 and 2009. Imagine being a young actress, trying to make your mark in a world that often values looks over talent, and having the courage to call out injustice. That was Megan, years before it became mainstream to do so. But speaking up came at a cost. The industry wasn't ready for a beautiful woman who refused to be silenced. Megan faced backlash, criticism, and even career setbacks for daring to challenge the status quo, yet she persisted, paving the way for the conversations we're having today about equality and respect in Hollywood. Now you might be wondering, what about those perfect looks that made her famous? Surely Megan Fox must wake up flawless every morning, right? Well, here's where things get really interesting. Megan has been refreshingly open about her relationship with beauty and the pressures that come with it. In a move that surprised many, Megan decided to talk candidly about her experiences with cosmetic procedures. During an interview on the podcast Call Her Daddy, she shared her journey, stating, I'm hoping it sets some people free. By being honest about the work she's had done, Megan is challenging the unrealistic beauty standards that have long plagued Hollywood and society at large. But why would someone as stunning as Megan Fox feel the need to alter her appearance? The answer lies in a struggle that many of us can relate to: body dysmorphia. Despite being hailed as one of the most beautiful women in the world, Megan has battled this condition, which causes a person to obsess over perceived flaws in their appearance. This revelation sheds new light on the pressure Megan has faced throughout her career. Imagine being constantly scrutinized, your every feature analyzed and critiqued by millions. It's enough to make anyone feel insecure, even someone as objectively beautiful as Megan Fox. By opening up about her struggles with body image and her decisions regarding cosmetic procedures, Megan is doing something revolutionary. She's showing us that even the people who we put on pedestals of perfection have insecurities and challenges. She's reminding us that beauty isn't just about what we see on the surface, but also about the strength it takes to be vulnerable and authentic. Megan's journey hasn't been easy. She's faced criticism for speaking out against sexism, judgment for her openness about cosmetic procedures, and the constant pressure to maintain an impossible standard of beauty. But through it all, she's emerged as a powerful advocate for authenticity and self-acceptance. Now that we've seen Megan Fox battling Hollywood's expectations and her own insecurities, let's talk about her transformation into someone who fully embraces her true self. You might think someone as beautiful as Megan would stick to a safe, conventional image, but that's not her style at all. Have you noticed how Megan's look keeps changing? One day she's rocking her signature dark locks, the next, she's sporting hot pink hair. And it doesn't stop there. She's experimented with denim blue and dark espresso too. Her stylist even gave her a cowgirl bob recently. But these aren't just random style choices. For Megan, changing her appearance is a powerful form of self-expression. Think about it. In a world that tried to put her in a box labeled sexy brunette, Megan's bold transformations are like a big, colorful middle finger to expectations. She's showing us all that beauty isn't about fitting a mold. It's about having the courage to express who you really are.
This could probably be saved with a stylist and proper hair and makeup, but the way I did this was not a good look. I did have a stylist for this, and I don't remember what the brands are. But I do remember, this is like right as I was becoming famous for the first time. This was press for the first Transformers.
But Megan's journey to authenticity goes way beyond her hair color. Her relationship with musician Machine Gun Kelly has become a symbol of her embracing her true self, quirks and all. You might have heard some wild stories about their relationship, and guess what? A lot of them are true. Remember when news broke about Megan and MGK drinking each other's blood? It wasn't just a rumor. Megan confirmed it herself, describing it as a controlled and intentional act for spiritual purposes. Now you might be thinking that's crazy, but here's the thing. It's authentically them. In Megan's own words, it's about a few drops for ritual purposes. Whether you find it romantic or weird, you can't deny it's a far cry from the sanitized, PR-approved relationships we often see in Hollywood. Their unconventional love story shows us a Megan Fox who's no longer afraid to be herself, even if that self doesn't fit into society's neat little boxes. She's living proof that true beauty comes from authenticity, not conformity. But there's another side to Megan that might surprise you, her role as a mother. While she's bold and open about many aspects of her life, when it comes to her kids, Megan is fiercely protective. She's taken steps to limit her children's exposure to social media and potential bullying. As she puts it, I can't control the way other people react to my children. In a world where celebrity kids often become public property, Megan's stance is refreshing. She's showing us that being true to yourself doesn't mean you have to share every aspect of your life with the world. Sometimes authenticity means setting boundaries and protecting what's most precious to you. So what does all this mean? It means we're seeing a new Megan Fox emerge. Gone is the young actress who felt pressured to fit into Hollywood's narrow definition of beauty. In her place stands a woman who's not afraid to change her look, love intensely, or protect fiercely. She's evolved into someone who prioritizes authenticity and self-love over conforming to expectations.